There's a fungus among us. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Southerner's Northern Garden. So in my last video I mentioned how much rain we've been having, and as a result my zinnias that I planted up a few weeks ago that you saw in my June garden tour that were in soil blocks, they're starting to get some leaf spot or something else that's going on with them. So I'm going to be treating those today with some copper fungicide from Bonide. I like to go the organic route as much as possible, especially for vegetables, but for ornamentals I will try the organics first before I proceed to anything man-made or any type of chemical application. So I'm going to be using my solo sprayer here, which I want to show you. This has become my favorite little sprayer for seed starting. It's got a nice little bendy hose at the bottom so you can point the direction of the spray directly down. It produces a nice little mist. You can also do it up, any angle that works. And it's a very small sprayer, so this is good for single applications like I'm doing right here. I will put a link to this below on Amazon because it's great for either seed starting and just misting the seeds with water or spraying small amounts of chemical applications. I do only use this for organics, so in here I've had pyrethrin, which is the organic version of permethrin, and I think neem oil. That's the only thing I've had in here. So I will use this for the copper fungicide as well. If I was going to use any man-made chemicals, I would probably purchase another one of these. They're not terribly expensive. I believe it was $20 to $30. I can't remember. I've had it for over a year now. So it's a great little tool and I love it. Another great thing that I like to keep around are these cups by Prep Store. They're simply got measurements on the side both in milliliters and ounces, which is great because some of the applications for these chemical products or organics give them in milliliters and some give them in ounces. So it's nice to have both of them as well as cups here. And I do reuse these. They are plastic, but I put what it is on the side. So here I wrote organic fungicide. When I'm done, I just wash it out and keep it in my cabinet where I keep all my other organic treatments at, or fertilizers. I'm gonna use probably around 1 ounces for this sprayer. This is a 2-quart sprayer, so it's not even a gallon. The Bonide fungicide says you can use between 1/2 to 2 ounces per gallon. So 1 ounce will probably be the highest application for this size container right here that I'm gonna go right now. So let me go mix this up and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna show you the damage to some of these before I get started, so you can see what I'm dealing with. So you can see these zinnias here have got the spotting on them. Some of the leaves have dried up. That could have been some transplant shock because these were just planted out a few weeks ago. And then we've got all this rain and I've not actually even had to water them in. So I'm just gonna spray all these. I actually got a bud coming along here, which is great, the first one. It's really exciting. So I'm just going to show you the application method and how easy it is with this solo sprayer. So I put 1 ounce of copper fungicide in this container. I'm going to point this down and then I'm going to come back and spray it from under the leaves as well. So I've got it pumped up and it's just simple application. Just going to mist them. This thing produces a very, very fine mist, which is excellent for these type of things. So it'll adhere to the leaves very easily. And I'm just coating it until I see it start to provide a little bit of runoff or it starts to gather on the leaves, and then I know that's enough. I'm gonna go all the way around and spray the tops, and then I'll come back and spray underneath. So this area of the flower bed is basically going to be a rainbow of zinnias. I started out, I've got a couple red and then progressed through the rainbow, obviously except for blue, because there are hardly any true blue flowers and no blue zinnias to my knowledge. If you see any, they're probably fake. Okay. This sprayer also has a catch here, so if you wanted to continuously spray it and not have to hold it down, it's nice. You push it in and push that under. So now I'm gonna put this up like this and continue spraying from the underside a little bit, just to make sure I get all of those leaf parts as easy and as best as possible. And this is a great little sprayer if you have issues bending over. Since it's fully adjustable, 180 degrees up or down. So that's it, everyone, rather simple. I'm gonna keep this in my sprayer. I still have plenty left over because with the wet weather that we're having, this may have to be treated again in another week or so. And typically copper fungicide has to be reapplied anyway, just to knock the issue down. So this is going to stay in here. I'm also gonna spray some of my fruit trees. I have them in the back. I'm not gonna show you that because there's just a little spotting on there. I'm actually gonna come out and trim my fruit trees shortly. That's probably not the time of year you wanna do it, but they need some substantial trimming, and a lot of the fruit on my apple tree actually fell off with these storms we had. So I don't think I'm going to get any apples this year, which is disappointing. As far as this area, I'm going to turn off irrigation. So I do not have this bed specifically on drip, but it does get a lot of overspray from the sprinkler heads. So I'm going to cut off this area of the yard. My dad is also coming to install a shed and help me install a shed this coming week. And so I want this area of the lawn to be dry because it's going to be going in the back corner of the lawn here. I do have a sprinkler in the very back that I'm going to cap either before we finish the shed or after the shed is finished. And then I'll have to have my sprinkler guy come out at the end of the summer and move some of the sprinkler heads to account for where the fence is installed. I have moved sprinkler heads myself. I've moved all of them on the side of the property over here before, moved them back a little bit, but the actual line that runs with the sprinkler head is going to be behind the fence, and I think I might want to have that brought in front of the fence while he's here moving those. So I'm going to get that taken care of. This is rather simple to do. I love this sprayer. If you need a sprayer and you've not purchased one before, just for small applications, this is an excellent solution simply because you can spray up or down and also mist your seeds if your seed's starting indoors in the winter. So thank you guys for joining me today. Bye everyone, and remember, in a world full of hate, be a light.